Hi, I'm Bryan Dyke. I'm fortunate enough to be joined by Sawyer, and we are both fortunate enough to be seating greenside at the newly reanimated Elizabeth Manor Golf and Country Club, site of the 2021 Eastern Amateur. And I got to tell you, Alan, the whole property is just beautiful. When I say reanimated, I mean Dwight Shawback's vision, once he acquired Elizabeth Manor, has been nothing short of spectacular, and the results are there. I mean, this is just the perfect setup on the Elizabeth River back behind me, the 18th green there. It's driving down Ace Parker Drive, kind of little like driving down Magnolia Lane. You got this long stretch, these big pine trees, and they've really credit Dwight Shawback and his guys because they have done a great job of maintaining this nostalgic, deep tradition.
For sure.
And transform this golf course with that in mind. So talk to me a little bit, Alan, about some of the biggest changes you see on the golf course.
Well, personally, Bryan, I see the biggest changes in the tee boxes and in the greens. They have really made them beautiful. I mean, the tee boxes just pop now. They're solid. They're nice and firm. And the greens, slick as glass. They roll. If you find that line, it's going in.
Greens are rolling true, and I'm glad you hit on that. And there's some speculation of what the exact stimp measurement's going to be on those greens, and I'm not sure what it's going to be. But I know what, the stimp meter will probably be somewhere, I mean, we're thinking 13 and a half, 14. I mean, we're getting up there. So I know the players coming in, especially after having a two-year hiatus from the tournament last year, of course, due to COVID, there was none. The only time the tournament's been missed since its beginning in 1957. So it's a total just rejuvenation, reanimation, looking to get this thing rolling. Certainly, along with the golf course, Dwight Shawback's his vision was to return this to, the prestigious event of one of the top amateur tournaments in the country. And with this masterpiece the artists will be performing on behind us, I think that bodes very well. A lot of class, best word I can use. And speaking of class, not just for the venue, but if we talk specifically about the Eastern Amateur Golf Tournament itself, wow. I mean, certainly that's class right there. Someone's going to be lifting that hardware up. That thing took both of us to lift that out earlier. But to go over some past winning names of the Eastern Amateur, let me just throw a couple at you. And you got a bunch of golf deities here. Payne Stewart, Lanny Watkins, Curtis Strange, and Curtis Strange's father, Thomas Strange, who won the very first event in 1957. Andy Bean, Marty Fleckman, Dean Beeman, the four-time winner, 1960, 61, 63, and 64.
Can't forget him.
Amazing. And the final name on this list, Ben Crenshaw. And I bring it up because Ben Crenshaw won the Eastern Amateur in 1971 and 1972. He came back all these years later, Alan, to fill a role and actually assist Dwight Shawback in his recreation of Elizabeth Manor. You want to speak about that real quick?
I would love to, Bryan. He actually did come back. He came back to take some notes, roll around here with Mr. Shawback and Skeeter Heath, who, by the way, has had tremendous involvement in the new touches up on the clubhouse, as well as the golf shop and
that's Skeeter Heath.
Yes, Skeeter Heath.
Long-time fixture in the golf area around here regionally.
Definitely. Now, Bryan, what is the lowest four-round score here at the Eastern Amateur?
Good question. Yeah, let's get right to it. Let's get to the Pinnacle Award. The lowest four-day total in the history of the tournament. We mentioned all those names and everything, so you know it's going to be pretty low.
Right.
How about 258? 22 under.
Wow.
In 2014 by Chris Hickman.
Wow.
22 under to answer your question. 258.
That's amazing. Do you think that's in jeopardy? Do you think that title is in jeopardy?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I will give you a quick no on that one, Alan, just because of what I've seen, the changes in the course. Not only has beautified it, but it's made it tricky in a lot of places. And these guys are really good, as we know. So if someone gets hitting fairways and rolling putts in, anything's possible. And I'm not going to go so far as to predict what a new score would be on the course because we haven't seen it yet. I'm not going to do that to myself. But I'm going to think it's significantly lower than the record. It'll be pretty tough. There's going to be some pretty cruel pin placements out there by Mr. Dorn, I imagine, come Saturday, Sunday. So, yeah, you're going to have a difficult time on these greens, if you're hitting certain spots, you're just trying to lag it down for par. So I think par is going to be a good score on a lot of these holes, and we will see. And much like the anticipation to watch if how those things unfold, the local talent, who's going to be the next Roger Newsom, local guy to win it, who's going to be the amateur that makes a run at it, like now the assistant pro at Elizabeth Manor Golf and Country Club, Keith Cooper shooting 64, getting himself in the mix a couple years ago. So it's really fun too to keep up with the local talent and see which local amateurs can make a run at the thing. But, and speaking of that, I'd really like to close out. I think, Alan, we should give thanks to everybody we've already mentioned, of course, but in addition to that, the guys are working so hard in overseeing this operation and making sure it's been done. And everybody has been hands-on here at Elizabeth Manor Golf and Country Club. It's amazing how they've pitched together and the teamwork and chemistry required, and that's there. Good to see. So, without doubt, Dan Capozzi has been instrumental with the whole operation.
Yes.
From day one, right? He is the general manager and director of golf. He's a PGA regional rep. Really has done a good job of getting Elizabeth Manor up to where it is now, alongside with, of course, Tim Dorn, who is the course superintendent.
Yes.
I don't know what deal he must have cut with the devil, because to get this place looking like it did so far, right?
Man.
Great guy, young guy. So Tim Dorn, great job. Head golf professional, Elizabeth Manor, David Martin, again, willing to do anything, is just hopping all over the place. These guys have just been, last year there may not have been a tournament, but they just kept getting it, and it's been a non-stop preparation now for months.
It has.
And the aforementioned Keith Cooper is now an assistant pro here, local lad going up at Elizabeth Manor Golf and Country Club. So thanks to all of them, and thank you. We will provide live updates after Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So stay tuned. We'll give you all the coverage you need for this year's 2021 Eastern Amateur at Elizabeth Manor Golf and Country Club. Signing off for Bryan Dyke, this is Alan Sawyer. Fairways and Greens.